Good morning. I'm Dr. Jennifer Morse, a psychiatrist, and I'm an invited member of the Joint Lasik Study Task Force. For financial disclosure, I'm a consultant to ASCRS, and ASCRS paid my travel here. 10 years ago, while I was serving as the Navy's Program Director for Psychiatry in San Diego, I became involved in research to investigate the role of psychological factors and quality of life in refractive surgery. I am board certified in psychiatry with subspecialty certification in psychosomatic medicine, an area of medicine that focuses on the interrelationship between psychological factors and physical symptoms. I served 20 years as a Navy physician, retiring in 2004 as the chairman of psychiatry at Naval Medical Center San Diego. Over the course of my career, I have worked clinically with thousands of patients, as well as being an educator and researcher. I'm a distinguished fellow of the American Psychiatric Association, and I have been an invited member of the NASA Astronaut Selection Psychological Support Team. We know a great deal about the safety, effectiveness, and very real benefits of LASIK. I've had a chance to see these benefits in both military personnel and people outside the military. Clearly, however, based on what we've heard today, there are people who are raising concerns about quality of life issues. The patient's subjective experience before, during, and after the procedure is something we need to better understand. That's why we're here today, and that's why the task force's work is so important. Quality of life consists of two overall components, physical and psychological. We know that around 20 million people in the U.S. have depression in any one-year period, and many of them do not seek mental health treatment. Psychological well-being is an equally important part of quality of life, and depression is a central and widespread cause of diminished quality of life. The vast body of scientific literature and research on depression and suicide, as well as my own clinical experience, shows that the cause of these events is extremely unlikely to be a single event or factor. Rather, these events occur due to multiple factors, and this continues to be a complex area of study. There have been many attempts in the past in other settings and situations to try to establish a direct link between these events and a single cause. But here's the problem. These attempts don't work because depression and suicide are complex and have multiple causes. In examining the origins and course of depressive illness, you must take into account a person's background, personality, environment, coping skills, outlook on life, and even genetic predisposition. Depression is a complex mental illness, and while one factor may play a role, it isn't simply a matter of cause and effect. There is no scientific evidence of any direct link between LASIK and the development of depression or suicide. However, there are studies from some other elective surgeries, such as back surgery or cosmetic surgery, that have found associations between preoperative psychological factors, such as depression, anxiety, and life satisfaction, and patients' perceptions of surgical outcome and level of functioning. As a psychiatrist, I fully support increased research focused on psychological factors and their bearings on quality of life. In the case of LASIK, our current knowledge tells us quality of life after refractive surgery is similar to that of patients who have never had refractive error, and better than that of eyeglass wearers and contact lens users. In fact, in a study published in 2007, the glasses and contact lens users had lower quality of life scores than those patients treated with LASIK or those who naturally see 20/20. A statistically higher percentage of glasses and contact lens users had concerns about injury, difficulty coping with demands in life, difficulty fulfilling roles, and less confidence in everyday activities. Today, 10 years after its FDA approval, LASIK has a 95% satisfaction rate in the large population. However, there are a small number of dissatisfied individuals. To me, this indicates that we need to take post-LASIK quality of life complaints seriously. But at the same time, we need to make sure we understand the real causes of these complaints in all their complexity. The result of this study will be a new base of knowledge that may help us provide additional screening and pre- and post-LASIK counseling that addresses these factors, steers some people away from LASIK, guides others through the procedure, in a different way based on their level of psychological risk, and in the end leads to better experiences, which is, after all, our ultimate goal. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Dr. Schallhorn?